cost of rent in Canada has experienced its biggest year-over-year increases since April of 2019. That's according to the 2022 National Rent Report by Rentals.ca.
For more on this, we're joined by Paul Dannison, the content director for Rentals.ca. Paul, thank you so much for joining us. So let's talk about rent. It's averaging about $2,000 a month. Let's get into the details. Is this different for various types of units, or is this one bedroom, two bedroom? What's the deal here?
This is for all property types across Canada, and this is the highest average we have seen in the 4 years we've been putting out this report every month. So it's about $100 more than the highest it reached in September of 2019.
So what are the concerns around this, Paul? I mean, when rent goes up that drastically and dramatically, what is the impact?
Well, the impact is that it's a lot harder for people to find a place to live, obviously, and it's a lot harder for landlords to get their places out on the market. So it's kind of tough on everyone. We're seeing some signs, though, that it might be flattening out a little bit.
Okay, flattening out. That sounds kind of promising for people who are trying to rent right now. Paul, what do you think is the reason behind this massive kind of rent increase? Is it a lack of supply, or is it what we're seeing sometimes with grocery stores, greedflation?
I think that and even more. Supply has been a problem for quite a long time. The pandemic took that problem away. Now supply is still a problem. Inflation is a problem, and interest rates are going up and continue to go up, which causes people who are renters who want to buy to stay on the sidelines. So that and a lot of immigration and students back in school, people back at work, the rent market is in full swing again.
And so, Paul, do you see, you talk about a flattening out here. Is that a flattening out that you're expecting to sort of remain, or is there potentially more increases coming? Like, what are your projections looking at as you look forward now?
Kind of hard to project, but we're seeing the number of page views per unit has gone down, which means that demand might be lessening a little bit because there's not enough supply, but also it's seasonal. I mean, when November through February is not the time when most people rent, so rents tend to go down a little bit during that time.
And Paul, when it comes to the terms of a rental agreement, are you hearing from people that it's changed, much like how a lot of people are trying to buy a home in that red-hot market? People were dropping home inspections. Is a similar thing happening with rents? Are people asking for more months of deposit, things like that?
Well, we can see, yeah, when you have competition, people will, even the renters themselves will come and say, hey, I'll give you 3 to 6 months rent so I can get the place. So it's on both sides. There's a lot more negotiations whenever there's less supply and much more competition for these places.
So, Paul, as we leave you with this, or maybe you can leave our viewers with this, what's your best tips for people when it comes to, looking at rental housing, rental accommodation right now?
The very best thing you can do is start 3 to 4 months in advance and have all your paperwork, all your credit scores, everything ready to go. So you just have to be really prepared if you're going to get out in the rental market.
Yeah, it sounds like it's almost like trying to apply to your top university at this point. Yeah. All right, Paul Dannison, content director for Rentals.ca. Thanks for your time this afternoon.